Hey, let's make a stencil card of this guy. Now, we already made a 3-color separation card of Samir, and now I want to see what it looks like to make a 2-color separation card. Now, we haven't paid for this one yet, so we see that we can buy the SVG download. Buying it just unlocks this stencil so that we can download any configuration we like, including the card. Now, the card doesn't have any special parameters in it. You know, when you download it, it just comes with the card.svg. Doesn't change when you modify those parameters, so you don't need to worry about changing those. So when we get the zip file, we're going to open it up and we're going to look for a file called card.svg. Let's rename it so it's easier to find, and then let's go into Design Space, and in our new project we're going to upload the image, and when we upload it we're going to import it into the new project, and we're going to size it. We just want to make sure that it fits onto our long mat, and it's going to need to fit on the cardstock that's on the mat too. Now the stencil should be cut out, which is the default, but those vertical lines, that vertical line is a fold line, and we just want it to be creased. So we change that from cut to score. Then let's select everything and click Attach. This tells Design Space that we don't want to rearrange the cut elements, we just want it to cut everything as shown. When that's set, Design Space is going to turn this sideways when we make it, and that's fine because it means it's going to fit on our card. I like to use a setting that works for your cardstock. For me, it takes the highest pressure and cuts every outline 2 times. And on top of that, I always use the more pressure setting because I've had good luck with it. Let's make sure you have your scoring attachment in clamp A, and then I think you should be good to go. It's going to take about 5 minutes to cut and score this card. When it's done, getting the card off the mat, you want to be careful not to tear the bridges. These score lines are calibrated to the cardstock so that the card folds flat with room for the flap on the side so that it's nice and flush. Before I paint, I'm also going to remove the extra bridges so that it's not so distracting along the hairline. Now I've just got one color here, so I'm going to use the dark accent color to fill in the spaces around the eyes, nose, and mouth to give that some nice accents. And I'm always going to brush straight up and down, that is dab straight up and down, so that I get the paint as close to the edges of the stencil as possible. Now we did this with acrylic paint, but you can also use ink wash or watercolor. I like how this came out. Let's take this thing outside and see how it works with spray paint. So we got our card. It looks great, and we painted it with the dabber brush, but you don't have to dab these. You can also just paint them with spray paint. I'm going to flip it over on the other side and show you. Flammable.